Ma'am, we can start in 4 to 5 minutes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, fine. Okay.
Yes.
I'm good.
Compulsory rotation-based 3 months district residency program for all the PGs, pre-para and clinical specialties, before appearing final year exam.
Okay.
3 months mandatory posting at district and taluk hospital for
The Pranthanak once a year out now, but third year at Arutuja.
application for PG by 2 got admitted 2020 onwards. Just the one house.
हाँ तो महाराष्ट्र में है तो है ना.
National level.
Ma'am, you can go ahead, ma'am. You can start, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Hello, good evening, friends. Today we are here to discuss regarding the importance of nutrition. We have already discussed. The first session was taken by Dr. Chirag Amin. That was, I think, before 3 weeks, where he stated the importance. The very much heading is can we make super babies? The importance of nutrition in first 1,000 days of life. So part 1, we have already discussed the important phases of intrauterine life, brain development and its potential that we have discussed, Barker's hypothesis of fetal origin of adult disease that we have already discussed, and importance of nutrition in development. Now, once the child take birth, that is the intrauterine life 280 days roughly are over, when the mother was supplying nutrients to the child. Now child is in the world, and again, what is the importance of nutrition for its further development? If we consider 1,000 days, then roughly more than 700 days or more, first 2 years of life, what is the importance of nutrition that can help and that can affect the child's physical development, its mental development, its cognitive abilities. That is very, very important, and some areas if missed can end up in the problem. So this will make many pregnant ladies aware about how to take care of the babies once they are delivered, and also to the mothers and the caretaker, immediate caretaker of the child, that they are benefited by attending the program. Now, here today we will discuss broadly, we will divide in 4 parts. One thing is language learning and its importance, how child learn language. Second is we will discuss and explore the areas of childhood development. So childhood development, they are divided into first 0 to 6 months, 6 months to 2 years, 2 to 7 years, and 7 to 11 years, and 11 years and plus. Then Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Cognitive is learning process. So how the child start learning, and because most of the viewers are not, or those who have joined us may not be medical people. So we will explain in simplest way that how the memory is being formed, where the initial information is being stored. So if we understand computer and we understand the data has entered inside and that can be retrieved and reproduced and to be expressed, how the process gets stored in the brain and how brain react to it. Third and lastly, we'll discuss role of parenting in the holistic development of the baby. Now, if probably if you can see the slide properly, here the brain cell is called neuron. And neuron structure of the neuron is shown in the green diagram, where it has, if we understand, it has head and the body and tail. The head is having dendrites. Dendrite is staghorn like projections which communicate with the another nerve cell. So it is like the electric current which is passing from one joint to another joint, and we make diode and triode to allow the electric current to pass. Similar way, the neurons, the nerve cells are getting formed, and they have connection. That is, head part is dendrite where the nerve cell is, and then there is body is axon and axon tail, or the axon terminal is the tail part. From again it has its own dendrites, and their new neuron can get attached. Now we will understand primary basic terminology so you can understand the process of brain development. Neurulation is 2 weeks after conception, when the pregnancy is being conceived. The developing embryo has 3 layers. In one area, cell thicken to form what is called the neuronal plate, from where the brain and the spinal cord develops. Second is proliferation. Proliferation is multiplication of the cell. Third is cell migration at 25 weeks after conception. So roughly 6 months after, a 6th layer of the cortex has already formed. Brain has 2 main parts, cortex and medulla. Cortex is the outer or the gray matter or the area in the periphery, and medulla is which is connected to the neck and spinal cord. Through neck it is getting connected to the spinal cord. Then differentiation of the neuron continues into new and what is synaptogenesis? Synapse is the connection when the 2 nerve cells get connected. The junction is called synapse. A synapse is a point of contact between the 2 brain cells. So whenever there is contact between 2 brain cells, there has to be some chemical which get released, which allow nerve impulse to pass from one cell to another. So we call it neurotransmitters. And then once we understand synapse, then there is synapse pruning. Pruning is the overproduction of the synapses in the intrauterine life is followed by pruning. Back of the unused and overabundance of the synapses are being removed. And the last part of the brain development is myelination, that is covering of the neuron with the fatty layer in the final process. So myelination is, there is one thin layer of lipids which allow nerve cell to pass the impulses fast by the myelination. Now, why is early stimulation important? When the child is already 15 days, 1 month old, we start stimulating the child. If you have seen or noticed, the mother and grandmother, those who have brought up some children, they will start talking with the child. So why this early stimulation is necessary? So scientific explanation will be, our brain overproduces synapses. In some regions, such as the frontal lobes, the number of synapses is nearly double the adult value. Together, synaptic growth and the myelination of the neuronal fiber result in high energy need in early stages of life. So first 2 years, there is lot of energy is required for the base the brain is processing its nerve cells. This supports plasticity of the young brain. Now, plasticity helps to ensure that the child will acquire certain abilities even if some areas are being damaged. So if there are more number of neurons and some area by some problem get damaged, even though child can continue learning process. Synaptic pruning follows. Neurons that are seldom stimulated lose their connection fibers. So those neurons which are not being stimulated again and again, they lose its connections, and the number of the synapses is reduced. Synapse is a junction. By the age of 8 to 10 years, energy consumption of the most cortical regions, brain cortex region, declines to the near adult levels. So after 8 or 10 years, the energy consumption by brain is almost equal to the adult size. Now changes in density of the synapses. Here in the diagram, we can see birth, the intrauterine life, first year, that is 12 months they have described, and then second year of life. So we can see the sensory pathways, neuron develop in first year. Language neurons also continue developing in first year. And the higher cognitive function continue developing in first 2 years of life. So this diagram, simply you understand that all declines by 2 years. Language and sensory pathways decline by 1.5 years, and then the higher cognitive functions decline by 2 years. So new nerve cell connection never occurs after 2 years. So it is very important. In cortical areas involved in language processing, the primary auditory area, Broca's area, and Wernicke's area, these three areas are important. First thing is auditory area. Child has to listen the sound, and then the child will start understanding language. Synaptic density rises during the first 3 years of life and then result in pruning. Pruning is destroying or the reduction of the synapses, and falls to adult level by age of 8 to 10 years. Now, brain development. Early childhood is the time of mark gain on the task and depend on the frontal cortex. Frontal cortex is just above the eyes, forehead area of the brain cortex, one that require inhibitory impulses and substituting thought responses. This area, we call it higher center of the brain, which have inhibitory influences, which governs the behavior of the child. Later on, it will help in the developing of the behavior of the child. Further, the language skills, typically housed in the left hemisphere, increases at the astonishing pace in the early childhood, and they support children's increasing control over behavior, also mediated by the frontal lobes. In contrast, spatial skills usually located in the right hemisphere. So, such as giving instructions, drawing pictures, and recognizing geometrical shape develops gradually over the childhood and adolescence. So, first-hand information of language is stored in the left hemisphere of the brain, and later on, this spatial skills is being stored in the right hemisphere of the brain. So brain, if we just explain to the people, is like walnut. So walnut is having two half, and it is being connected through the connection. Here also the brain is having two hemispheres, we call hemispheres, and it is being connected by the corpus callosum. Later on we'll explain by figure. So 7 important social skills for the kids. There are 7. These 7 important skills are to be considered for each and every child's good development. One is sharing things. Second is cooperation. Third thing is listening. Fourth is following directions. Fifth is respecting personal space. Sixth is making eye contact. And seventh is using manners. By age of 3 years, the caregiver and mother should start the child explaining regarding these skills, and usually child will adapt to this. Earlier it has been imposed, child will have it lasting memory throughout its life for the behavior purpose. Now, stimulation. The science is clear about what is young brain need, and to make those connection. Stimulation from earliest possible moments. A child who is read to, talked to, sung to, played with is not only happier today, but will have a better cognitive capacity, a better chance to live a fuller, more productive life. Here the stimulation we understand by giving auditory, by talking, singing, and speaking different languages. Visual, that by showing different shapes and colors. And your own behavior, how we are behaving in front of the small child, that will stimulate its mind or stimulate the nerve cells, and that will be lasting. Now, importance of stimulation. Why it is so important to stimulate child so early? Stimulation at young age grew in adults who earned an average 25% more than those who did not receive these interventions. And yet, it is estimated that government worldwide spend less than 2% of their educational budgets on early childhood learning programs. So if I simplify, I can make understanding like the child who has been exposed to good stimulation have 25% more bank balance for learning abilities. The child is able to adapt that particular process of learning. Like the child is, suppose the girl is, or someone is exposed to dancing at younger age, or exposed to music, or exposed to different languages, they have 20% better acceptance to learn, even in the, if they continue pursue it after some years of life, if the child has been exposed in the earlier age. Now, effect of stress. Neuroplasticity can also negatively affect how the brain develops. The plasticity of the young child's brain make it particularly sensitive to elevated levels of stress hormones. It ways that it can harm its developing architecture. So whenever child is in stress, the child's body will release catecholamines, or the steroid hormones, which negatively affect the brain cells. Thus, caring environment in house is also very, very important. Now, handedness. If you have observed that up by 1 year, the child will pick up object with one particular hand. Or we have talked to people, no, we have seen, no, the people is having some left-handed preference and right-handed preference. So what is handedness? For most children, the left hemisphere is especially active between the 3 and 6 years, and then levels off. In contrast, right hemispheric activity increases steadily throughout early and the middle childhood, with a slight spurt between the age of 8 and 10 years. So first 3 years, the left hemisphere is predominates in storing the initial information. And most of the right-handed person, the language center and the speech center is located in the left hemisphere. Most of the left-handed person, the speech center is located and the language center in the right hemisphere, or they are having the sharing in the two hemisphere. So they are having, we consider they have connection on the both the sides of the brain. Now, handedness. By the end of the first year, children typically displays a hand preference that over the next few years gradually extends to a wider range of skills. Handedness reflects the greater capacity of one side of the brain dominant cerebral hemisphere. For right-handed person, in Western nation, the study has been done, 90% of the population, the language is housed in the left hemisphere. So as I explained simpler language, right-handed person, the language center is in the left hemisphere. For the left-handed person, they are almost 10% in population. Language is occasionally located in the right hemisphere, or more often in the shared between the two hemispheres. Brains of the left-handed tend to be less strongly lateralized. Lateralized is it is not stored in single hemisphere, only right hemisphere, than those of the right-handed person. So the another proof is both identical twins and non-identical twins, like fraternal similarity twins, is having handedness. If you observe and analyze, it is usually one child is having right hand dominance and another one is having left hand dominance. The reason being, possibly they are oriented in the uterus in two opposite direction. So the orientation of the most singleton fetus, if it is single child facing towards the left, it is believed that it will promote the greater control over the movements on the right side of the body. So this is kind of sentence. If your left hand is cut, then your right hand is left. This is a misnomer. Unusual literalization may have certain advantages also. Left and mixed-handed young people are more likely than their right-handed age mates to develop outstanding verbal and mathematical talents. So in short, those who are left-handed or the left-hand dominant person, their language center is situated in the right hemisphere, as well as left hemisphere also carries some fibers. And they are most of the time ambidextrous. Ambidextrous is having the skill, some particular function, they will use right hands. Most of the writing and combing, locking, unlocking, they will be using left hand, that is dominant hand. And they are little having more talent in the mathematics and the verbal outstanding verbal performances. Now, areas of childhood development. One thing is physical growth. So simply speaking, if the child's birth weight is 3 kg, it will be physical growth will be like, though at 6 months the child should weigh at least 6 kg, and at that is it should double its birth weight by 6 months, and it should triple its birth weight by 1 year. This is the generalization, and then the linear growth continues. So development wise, there is development of physical growth, language learning, cognitive learning, and socio emotional learning. Now, cognitive learning and socio emotional learning is considered as an executive function of the brain. 4 areas interrelated in childhood development: physical, linguistic, cognitive, and social emotional aspect. Progress in one area acts as a catalyst for the progress in other. This is to be understood very well. I will explain in simpler term. So first, let me finish the another line. Delay in one area of development leads to delay in other areas. For instance, malnutrition in early life leads to poor physical development and is an indicator for the cognitive development delay and poor academic performance in the school. So cognitive and social and emotional development are called executive functions. Executive function is a set of mental skill that include working memory, flexible thinking, and self-control. It is the management system of the brain. So, as if we understand, we are understanding the development right from the 6 months to 12 years. So what first line indicates exactly, and then the person can understand remaining lines also. So this development, 4 areas are interrelated in child's development. If catalyst effect is, if the physical growth is proper, the linguistic, that is language learning growth, will be proper. If language learning growth is language is learned by the child properly, then cognitive, that is learning ability by other means, writing skills, expression, adapting new ideas, that will be better. So catalyst is the one which enhance the process of the another, and the social emotional aspect also will develop proper. So catalyst is something that it will, like in chemical reaction, catalyst will enhance the or the fasten the process. Same way, this all areas and its development is interrelated. So it is very important for the mother and the caregiver to consider physical growth and language learning, and that will in turn gradually enhance the cognitive ability of the child, that is learning process, and social and emotional aspect. So physical development we can define. Now, what is physical development? As I explained, it's primarily we consider for up to 1 year of life, only the weight gain is a consideration, because child is not able to express many things. Even though the mother, grandmother, caregiver usually talk with the child, and that is what it is important, because child is listening, child is able to identify different sounds, and the language learning for speaking few words, the learning process has already been started. So physical development is defined as an individual rate of growth, physical fitness, fine motor skills, gross motor skills, and capacity to take care of oneself. This is triggered by the proper balanced nutrients. So I think in first part, the nutrition part has been taken care very well. The child need to be supplied proper nutrients in its early phase development. Otherwise, one, physical growth is being stunted, rest of the things will automatically reduce in its ability. Now, brain areas involved in physical development. Now, physical and mental development both. It is very difficult to explain the anatomy of the brain to all of you, but I will simplify it to make you understand. And those who have no scientific explanation, they will have a more confirm and no lasting impression to understand the areas of development of child. Now, if you see the figure, we want to discuss only 4 areas of the brain. First one is cerebellum. The outer one is what is showing curvature is sulci and gyri, that is cerebrum, cerebral hemispheres. Then the cerebellum is shown here in green, which is small brain or nanu magaj in Gujarati, chota brain समझाते हैं वो लोग. The brain structure that aids in the balance and control of the body movements. It is very important because the 9-month child will start sitting and crawling. On the balance is required. Then the 1-year child is able to take steps, the balance is required. So cerebellum has to function properly, then child is able to maintain its balance. The reticular formation, a brain structure that maintains alertness and consciousness. That is connection. Reticulation is there is connection between the new different areas of the brain. Then hippocampus, an inner brain structure that plays a vital role in the memory, in a spatial images we use to help us to find our way. The location understanding is all stored in the hippocampus. And corpus callosum. Corpus callosum is the large bundle of fibers connecting the two hemispheres of the brain. So again, I'll remind the corpus callosum is the connection between the two right and left hemisphere of brain. And those who are left-handed or the language when you the second language is being learned, the corpus callosum fibers get more in numbers because the information is being transferred in the another area of the brain. Now, what is the play of hormones and its effect? The pituitary gland, located at the base of the brain, plays a critical role by releasing two hormones that induces growth. Growth hormone and thyroid stimulating hormone. Growth hormone, as name indicate, is necessary from birth on for the development of all body tissue except the central nervous system and the genitals. So CNS, central nervous system, develop without growth hormone, but the physical linear growth of the body is under control of growth hormone. Sleep contributes to body growth since growth hormone is released during the child's sleeping hours. So growth hormone has some particular phasic release or the pulsatile release, and the pulses are more when the child is taking sleep. Second is thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH, which promotes the thyroid gland in the neck to release thyroxine hormone, which is necessary for the brain development and the growth hormone to have its full impact on the body size. So thyroid is considered as second master gland of body. We have already taken one full detailed webinar on importance of normal thyroid function in the pregnancy and later on for the development of the child. If the thyroid function is not proper, especially child is having hypothyroidism, child will develop in cretinism. Cretinism is the stunted growth and less myelination of the nerve cells, and that in turn will have a less learning cognitive ability and say less IQ in full development. So now we will understand the language development. Infant, that is 0 to 1 year, display act of babbling, pointing and gesturing, and later by the uttering of the first word and the phrases. So at 9 months, capacity to absorb the language and distinguish sounds appears before the child starts speaking. So child is listening and storing the information, and between the age of 2 and 3 years, there is explosion of the words. So child will speak many sentences once child crosses 2 years. Hence, it is paramount that the parent and the caregivers verbally interact with the child from time of birth. Word power. By 18 months of age, most children can say approximately 50 words. By age of 2, they should be using at least 150 to 200 different words. And by age of 3, they usually approximately say 300 different words. And at this stage, they are able to answer simple questions also. Now, language learning. How child will learn languages? It is important to understand the language learning and so we can exploit our knowledge to make the child understand and learn different languages, and that itself, language learning itself will help for the development of the other areas of the higher function of the brain, like lateral thinking and flexible thinking, and logic develops if the child learns language. It has long been established that humans' capacity to use their native language or the mother tongue is stored in the left hemisphere of the brain in over 90% of the normal population. The main part of the brain involved in language process are the Broca's area, which is located in the left frontal lobe, which is responsible for the speech production and articulation. And Wernicke's area in the left temporal lobe. Temporal lobe is situated just above the ears. And this Wernicke's area is associated with the language development and comprehension. So one can explain in detail comprehension, in full paragraph. The part of the brain where humans store a second language varies according to the age they acquire it. So it is important when the child learns second language. Suppose the mother is Gujarati and child is only exposed to one language, that is Gujarati, then that is the child's mother tongue, and it is being stored in the, according to first statement, it is stored in the left hemisphere in the frontal lobe in Broca's area. Now, if someone is speaking English and someone is speaking Hindi and someone is speaking Marathi, then this second and third and fourth language, they are being stored at a different place. But when the child learns the language, the storage will be dependent on the age of the child when it learns the language. A study conducted at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Center in New York with the help of 12 bilingual volunteers and they explained that children who learn a second language early on store it together with their native language, while in adult learners it is saved in the different area of the brain. So the child learns the second language early. When child is learning the first language together, then it is stored in the same area. So like mother tongue, it is stored in the same area, so child is able to reproduce it much quicker, and the child can think also in that particular language. So if we understand those who are who have learned English in the later in the life, they usually think in their native language or the mother tongue, and they translate instead of thinking in their second language. So the second language should be learned earlier. That is, in nutshell, we should put all the efforts to make child learn second and third language earlier, so it is stored with the native language. When it comes to corpus callosum, several studies suggest again I'll remind, corpus callosum is the area that connects two hemispheres, or the two left and right hemispheres of the brain. Several studies suggest that the data transfer between the left and the right hemisphere that happens during acquisition of the second language contribute to the increase in the white matter volume and number of the fibers that provide greater cortical connectivity. So if the child learns second language, then the connection between two hemispheres will be more. Something like you require more electric bulb, you will have a more wiring, because each and every bulb will lead with the different switch and the different wiring. Same way, if the child learns second language, there will be connection, because the second language information is being stored in the another hemisphere. For people who speak more than one language, it takes imperceptible effort to switch between them. This mental exercise appears to be what boosts gray matter volume in their regions of the brain. Further research conducted by Dr. Ping Li shows that anterior cingulate cortex increase in size because of the important role it plays in monitoring which language is being spoken and keeping the other languages from intruding our speech. If I simplify, it is very, very important to understand. That's why I'll just make a simpler explanation. that suppose if I know 3 languages, I'm just putting it to the commonest situation of lot many pregnant ladies, that I suppose the mother thinks like I know Gujarati, Hindi, and English, right? So when she learned her mother tongue, when she learned Hindi, and when she learned English, accordingly the language is being stored in the brain at particular areas of the brain. Now this entire cingulate cortex or the particular area of the brain is important, that is more gray matter in that area. When if they have learned language earlier in life, then that will help to fluently speak one particular language, and other languages are not being used. Or if I start thinking in English, I will get only, my brain will supply only words in English and not similar or the words in the Gujarati or Hindi for that particular lady. Right? So important is, again, the in nutshell, the importance is you need to expose to the child to the multiple languages earlier in the life. That will help a lot many ways to develop its cognitive ability. So again, this is what I think I have told. Neuroplasticity generally decreases as we grow older, which is why it is easier for children to become fluent in second language than the adults. Infant brain is more plastic, making it more easily adaptable and able to deal with the challenges of the speaking 2 languages. Like having a switch between one and the other is in different cortex. Bilingual, those who are speaking 2 languages, or multilinguals, better at analyzing surroundings. They are better people in analyzing the situations of surrounding. Multitasking, they are better, and problem solving also they are better. They also have larger working memory, even if the task at hand is not related to the language. So language learning will help in other, I explained the other different or difficult tasks, even it is not related to language. It may be mathematical problem solving, it may be scientific the theorem understanding, or it may be engineering, or it may be defining some shape and hypothesis. They are better if they are bilingual or multilingual, having knowledge of 2 languages or more. Multiple studies, for instance, have found that bilingualism can protect the brain against Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Dementia is forgetfulness. And Alzheimer, we know, they do not remember recent things and the recent past, and only very, very old memories are being remembered. So these are the disease of old age, Alzheimer's disease, more common in women. And those who are having multiple languages, they are knowing multiple languages, they are less likely to develop these things. So in nutshell, if we do not remember the name of the area where the language is being stored, forget it if it is difficult for you. Simple understanding by figure, which itself I explained, or the process of learning something has an effect on the brain similar to one exercising has on the muscles. If we make them move, they increase in size and become stronger. The same thing happens to the brain. By putting it on work, if you put brain to work, we are making it alter its structure, while at the same time improving certain function also. Because language learning is such a complex process, the brain regions involved in are enhanced. This is reflected in increase of white and gray matter that contains most of the brain's neurons and synapses in said region. So if multiple languages are learned earlier, more brain matter will develop. So this is, can a child learn many languages? Answer is yes. Here the child can here it is shown, I think, Spanish and English and French and German and Italian. So for us it may be Gujarati or Hindi or English or Marathi or not many other languages, whatever. Or now it is a global village, we can make the child learn other national languages also. So now this is a practical question: how to make child learn many languages? Child always tries to communicate with all near and dear family members. If each family member tries to communicate with child in different language, child will get exposed to number of the languages which he or she will have to master to continue communication with that family member. This will create fluency in many languages with ability to switch between them. So child is able to speak English. The same child, if it is asked to, the child is fluently switch over to speak Gujarati or Hindi or Marathi, whatever. So here the picture shows the grandfather, sister, mother, father, and grandmother. Everyone will speak in different language. The child will master almost all languages. Now, cognitive development. Cognitive is learning ability. Other than language, it is more higher function of brain after learning language. So first use, as I explained, we have to physical growth and language learning will, if it is done properly, it will help in cognitive development of child. It involves progress in analytical skills, solving mental problems, memory, and early math skill. At 3 years of age, children should be able to solve simple problems and match colors and shapes, as well as demonstrate awareness of the concepts such as more and less. This glass is having more water, this glass is having less water. Such simple thing by 3 years of age, the child should understand. Now, very important work, that is Piaget's theory of cognitive development, given by the Jean Piaget, and Albert Einstein called Piaget's discovery so simple only a genius could have thought of it. This is Einstein's reaction. So we can understand it must be very, very important, as Einstein has written such a statement for him. So children move through 4 different stages of mental development. This is for our understanding that how the child is acquiring special skills. Sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage. These are the 4 stages. Birth to 2 years, that is sensory motor stage. It is during the sensory motor stage that children go through a period of dramatic growth and learning. Then 2 years plus, that is pre-operational stage. Ages 2 to 7, that emerges of the language, that is one of the major hallmark of the pre-operational stage of development. The child, by the time child should learn language, by 7 years child should have at least knowledge of some proper language, and then child can further go in the concrete operational stage. Between the age of 7 to 11, they become much more adept at using logic. Kids become better at thinking about how other people might view a situation. So child's brain can think that I am thinking like this, but the other person can think it in a different way. Child can understand others' view. This all happens between the 7 to 11 years. That is concrete operational stage. And fourth is a formal operational stage. That is ages 12 and up. There is increase in logic, the ability to use deductive reasoning, and understanding of abstract ideas. Kids become capable of seeing multiple potential solutions to a problem and think more scientifically and about the world around them. This, I think, even simple 5 words only, but this, I think, is the full development of in adulthood and thinking ability. So here in my diagram, Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Sensory motor stage is when child begins to interact with the environment. Here it is shown that the small toy and the moving with color, the child will try to react, try to catch it. If it is making sound, child will try to press it and make sound. That is up to first 2 years. Then pre-operational state, the child begins to represent the world symbolically. Here you can see the child is using stethoscope and examining the toy, teddy toy, right? Same way, the 7 plus, there is concrete operational stage when the child learns rules such as conservation, that if I have this much water, I have to spare this much for night time if I don't have further supply. That conservation no concept will start 7 years and plus. And the formal operational stage, when like adolescent can transit the concrete situations and think about the future. Now another important and very no say we consider this is important, as most of us develop, try to help the child to develop, but it is not necessary that each and every child will attain this. So Kohlberg and Mayer in 1978 suggested that developmental changes can occur either naturally or through planned instruction, what we call stimulation here. If we, we are discussing planned instruction and stimulation. Kohlberg goes on to say that since only about one half of the adult population reaches the level of described by the PJ as a formal operation, development is not inevitable. This line you have to understand, that if you analyze 12 years and plus, when there is formal operations, fourth stage of development, only 50% of the population will reach that stage. Rest of them may not be having the formal operations abilities. So it is not necessary for the sustaining life. The person, adult person is fine, not able to count, not able to do perform, not able to sing, not able to do mental math. They are able to survive. So it is not necessary for survival, and it is not inevitable. But if you want to make your child in a remaining 50%, or those who are expert in or master all the skills, then we have to stimulate them early. Now, salient features of the Piaget's theory. Other features which I just narrated in single lines because it is a big theorem, and big book. Children's minds were not merely smaller versions of the adult mind. It is not the miniature. Children are also not less intelligent than adults. They simply think differently. They have different thinking ability. They are not less intelligent. It is important to note that Piaget did not view children's intellectual development as a quantitative process. It is not that add on. That is, he do not just add more information and knowledge to their existing knowledge as they get older. Instead, Piaget suggested that there is a qualitative change in how children think as they gradually process through the four stages. So there is qualitative change in their thinking abilities. It is not only add on information. So here by diagram, it has been shown 10 ways to enhance your child's cognitive development. Here we can see there are multiple colors and numbers and alphabets and pen and pencil and ruler, and then as color bar, then coloring and craft work. This all no will help in the development, first class child development program. No, now cognitive development further. So to enhance child's cognitive development, what as a caregiver, what you should do, as a mother, as a grandmother, as a caregiver, what you should do, sing along together, help your kid to identify different noises. How what is the noise, how the cows will make its sound, how the cat will speak, how the monkey will, no, these are simpler things which how we play with the child. Recite the alphabet, use alphabet puzzles also. Count on every opportunity. Number of toys, like simple 3 toys, I'll be giving you one more, and then there are 4 toys. So child will have a orientation of number. Identify shape and colors in presence of child. Give your child choices of what they wear and what they eat. After say 1 year, you try to communicate, or after 9 months, you try to communicate for the choices, because child is able to make choice also. Ask tons of questions from parent side also. Go see and explore new sites together. Play with household items. No need to buy fancy toys, and offer options. Playing same game repeatedly will not do good. So you explain, you have to explore different things and expose the child to different situations and surroundings. Now, social emotional development. In first 2 years of life, thus within the first 1,000 days, it occurs through the relationship of the children with the caregiver when they learn to trust those with whom they live and meet their needs. It is simple. Whosoever is meeting their needs, they will rely upon, they will keep faith in them. These acquisitions, we add social emotional development in the preschoolers, which expands to include social competence, behavior management, social awareness, and self control skills. These are the skills the child will gradually develop. Some of these skills involve both social emotional and the cognitive process and have been called the executive function process. These are the higher function of the brain, executive function process, and these develop gradually. The development of the above mentioned domains is a cumulative during the childhood. However, some interventions are important as specific period which are characterized as window of opportunity and thus should be prioritized. It is observed that the addition to the importance of adequate nutrition in the first 2 years of life is essential in this period. The children have to have a supportive and welcoming environment in order to develop the strong attachments. Also, we call it bonding with their caregivers, thus laying the foundation for the further development in all areas. So it is very important to continue and give them positive environment. So here again in diagrammatic representation, intervention time when you need to intervene. So in utero, that is the first 9 months, first 6 months after birth, 7 months to 2 years, and 3 to 5 years. And down is the child development domains. It is physical, cognitive, language, and socio-emotional. So if we explain, it is the initial health and maternal nutrition is initial importance. When child is in utero, maternal health is important, maternal nutrition is important. Then birth to 6 months, regular immunization and checkup is necessary. Then exclusive breastfeeding up to 6 months, and proper nutrition to prevent rickets and promote healthy growth, that is 7 months plus, and continuous investment in proper nutrition, that is up to 2 years. Then cognitive development, early stimulation by caregivers and or early childhood teachers, handling different objects and textures. What we have narrated, this is the same, I think, in a diagrammatic form. And hide and seek play, like object, distinguishing between the oneself and the object. They are different than the object. The child should understand also that you have to make the child understand by different hide and seek game. You can understand you are different and this toy is different and another person is different, something like that. And 3 to 5 years, early simulation by caregivers and or early care teachers, exposure to simple concepts, shapes, numbers, colors through games and daily routine. Language, early stimulation by caregiver and or EC teachers through speaking, reading, and singing. And socio-emotional, positive care practices by caregivers to promote healthy environment and its full development. Interaction with the colleagues in the structured group environment to promote positive social development. I think it is one and the same, but again, I'll just simplify for those who have missed the first conversation or the earlier detail. Pregnancy, there should be maternal nutritional needs should be complied, like maternal iron, folate, and multi micronutrients. Multiple vitamin supplementation should be given. Calcium supplementation should be given. Iodized salt. Interventions to reduce pollution of air in then anti-malarials and avoid use of tobacco. Deworming, mother should not be having worm infestation. Then intermittent preventive treatment for malaria also. that is during pregnancy, because malaria will end up in different preterm birth and everything possibilities. Now newborn exclusive and immediate breastfeeding, earlier breastfeeding, first hour or 2 hour, delayed cold clamping, vitamin supplementation, 6 months up to 6 months exclusive breastfeeding, hand washing and hygiene child should learn gradually. Then there will be mosquito nets, and that care should be taken. And up to 2 years, continued breastfeeding with additional nutrients, complementary feeding, preventive zinc supplementation if the child gets diarrhea, and supplementation of vitamin A, salt, multiple micronutrients and powder, hand washing and hygiene, treatment of severe acute malnutrition. There should not be any malnutrition. Deworming, worms infestation is very, very common in children, because no, they put the things in mouth on the floor, and sometimes they end up in the spores of the all worms. And iron supplementation is also very important. Now, what is the role of parents? Whilst both the parents play important role in early development of child, security and attachment, research suggests that some influences are more distinct among the father and some are more distinct among the mothers. Here we will discuss, because everyone knows role of mother, but here we'll discuss role of parents, especially father. Fathers play a more prominent role in facilitating play exploration, which fosters emotional and behavioral self regulation. Moreover, fathers play a distinct, as in different to mothers, role in children's socialization, especially father who model positive behavior such as accessibility. Father is accessible. The child is able to talk with father or play with father. It is good. Engagement and responsibility contribute to the better psychosocial adjustment and better social competence and maturity, and more positive child adolescent father relationship. Now we consider role of parents, especially mother. Mothers are more likely to provide comfort in times of distress. So child usually when in mother's lap or with mother, child has a different language. One of the language is a touch language. I always explain my patients that even the second child is being born, whenever the second you carry second child home, you do not neglect the first child, because if the child is less than 3 years, child is having the touch language. The elder child will keep on touching you, and at that time, if you push the child away, taking care when you are taking care of the younger one, sometimes child may develop sibling rivalry, and it may contribute in the further rivalry process in young mind. So mother is the one who will provide comfort. Whenever child feel little distress, child will come to and touch to mother. Mother supports and help her child in improving herself throughout her life. Role of mother greatly influences child's overall development and well-being. We say that one mother is equivalent to 100 teachers. So, advice for parents, this is simplified one. Have strongest emotional bond with the child, giving proper environment for right development, help child's behavioral development, instill trust and security, create family bonding, be kind, loving and caring, be thoughtful and sensitive, have a positive attitude, and teach role of routine and discipline in life, and develop habit of hard work. Last two or three things is not to be told. Sometimes routine and discipline, this is the child usually observe and learn. Most of the time, if you instruct them more than 3 years, more than 2 years, if you start instructing child will have initial disliking, and the real phase comes when the child is in second and third grade uh, class, third or fourth grade class, when child has typical disliking to mothers, because this has been observed by a lot many counselors, and the reason being they keep on instructing child and saying no, and complete. No, she is the one who is taking care of completing homework and everything. So lot many things. Discipline you have to impose by showing yourself to remain disciplined. The whole family has to follow some discipline. Then and then child will get disciplined. And hard work also, if the mother is working or doing whole day daily course at home, then definitely child will automatically develop habit of hard work. Now other factors: protection, violence. For you to protect the child about violence, about abuse, neglect, and traumatic experiences that produces high level of cortisol, a hormone that triggers the flight or fight response to danger. When cortisol levels remain high for too long, they produce toxic stress which limits the brain connectivity in children. We explained you the neuron, nerve cell, and the synapses is the connection between two brain cells, something like electric wiring and its connection. If there is lot of cortisol influence when the child remains in stress, then the connectivity is being lost. There is loss of chemical transmitters, and then that function cannot develop further. Or we have seen that the child is having some kind of shock or some kind of stress, then it stops sometimes speaking, sometimes expressing. That should not happen. Yet another, the word millions upon millions of the children are living through the horror of violent conflicts and other emergencies. So keep track on developmental milestones. Milestone is at particular age of development, the child, particular function child should attain. That is milestone. The skills such as talking, taking a first step, smiling for the first time, and waving bye-bye are called the developmental milestones for the first year of life. Children reach milestones in how they play, learn, speak, behave, and move. For example, crawling and walking. Now, developmental monitoring. Parents, grandparents, early childhood care provider, and other caregivers should monitor these milestones. And developmental screening is by healthcare provider and by a skilled teacher or pediatrician. A missed milestone could be a sign of a problem. So, how you will identify? You have to identify that 1 year, 1.5 year child should at least walk. If he is not, then we have to start identifying the problem. The child has a developmental delay. It is important to get help as soon as possible. Now, American Academy of Pediatrics recommends the developmental and behavioral screening for all children during regular well child visits at this stage ages: 9 months, 18 months evaluation, and 30 months evaluation. 30 months is 2.5 years, 1.5 year and 2.5 years, right? Children be screened specifically for autism spectrum disorders, ASD, during the regular well child visit at 18 months and 24 months. Because 1 in 6 children have ASD, that is no autism spectrum disorder or attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. Now, genetics. Telomeres play a vital role in determining our health and longevity. Longevity is derived genetically, and telomeres are shaped by our genes, but also respond to how we live, the food we eat, our responses to emotional challenges, the amount of exercise we get, whether we were exposed to the childhood stress, and even the level of trust and the safety in the neighborhood. So telomere length will decide your longevity, and lot many factors affect it. Cellular aging begins in the womb only. Telomere length can be directly transmitted from mother to child at the point of the conception. If the mother's telomeres are short throughout her body, including the egg which contribute for the child's development, when she contribute the egg, the baby's telomere will be also short. The developing child's telomeres can be further shaped by the mother's nutrition and stress levels during the pregnancy. Fathers can also transmit shortened telomeres, although not to the same extent as mother. It is more important from mother side, maternal side, the telomere length and the longevity. Microbiome. Now, vast number of bacteria, viruses, and fungi, collectively known as microbiome, live in and on the human body and play important role in maintaining our health and well-being. In and on, I'll explain. There are say roughly 1.5 to 2 kg of bacteria. If you weigh it, it is almost that much in weight. So it is millions and millions of bacteria in the human gut, which break down food and help in digestive process. And even on the skin and hair and all eyes, there are all the surfaces. There are multiple bacteria which may not be harmful, which may be healthy common cell, but it is different for each and every individual, though that is collectively called microbiome. Microbiome outnumber human cell, so it is called the second genome. It is very much in interest because it is microbiome that helps to keep us healthy. The brain, the gut, and the microbiome are in constant close communication and function as part of the single integrated system. The brain gut microbiome axis is also it exists. So development of brain is also related to some flora in the gut that the child is having. The first 1,000 days are particularly crucial in shaping the architecture of this microbiome axis, brain gut microbiome axis. Disturbances of composition of the microbiome, known as dysbiosis, leads to many diseases. Now, exposure to air pollution. This can break down critical barriers in child's brain, leading to the loss and damage of the neural tissue. Around the world, around 300 million children live in the areas where the air is toxic, exceeding international limits by at least 6 times. Accidents, infants 0 to 1 year of age. These are the common things. Do not shake your baby. Babies have a very weak neck muscles. Put your baby to sleep on her back to prevent sudden infant death syndrome. Then second-hand smoke should be prevented. Then prevent your baby from choking by cutting her food in small bites. Also, don't let her play with the small toys and other things that might be easy for her to swallow. Don't allow your baby to play with anything that might cover her face. And never carry hot liquids or foods near your baby or while holding child. These are the common things which everyone will follow. Do not leave your toddler near or around the water. Block off. Even though these are very common things, sometimes we still hear lot many accidents. Block off stairs with the small gates and fence. Lock doors to dangerous places such as the garden or basement. Plug cover on all unused electric outlets. Keep kitchen appliances, iron, and heaters out of the reach for your toddler. Keep sharp objects such as scissors, knives, and pens in safe place. Lock up medicines, household cleaners, and poisons. And do not leave your toddler alone in any vehicle. Now, other causes of failures are child abuse, domestic violence, and homelessness and overcrowding. Failures. The failures come at the great cost to all of us. A cost measured in poor learning, lower wages, higher unemployment, increased reliance on public assistance, and intergenerational cycles of poverty and weight down economics and social progress for the everyone. So, multi-pronged approach. Pediatrician can play a key role in both in the education of the parents and the caregivers. Professionals from the different areas such as neuroscientists, psychologists, pediatricians, economists, and communication researchers have important role that of explaining complex scientific concepts to non-scientists in early integrated way. So parenting groups also intervene and can help and share information and how they think about their parenting idea. So let's today make a pledge to give adequate opportunity for our future citizens in the window of 1,000 days, so that they develop to their full potential and make our world a better place to live. I think I have covered almost most of the things, but even though those who are having some questions, we can answer the questions also. See, I am just getting few questions. From Tulsi. She's asking, me and my husbands are both short. What are the chances of my children will be short as well? Some, Tulsi, some factors are genetic, which we cannot change. But as you know, listen, there are a lot many environmental factors which we can control, like nutrition, and then growth hormone. One important thing is growth hormone secretion is during the sleep, so child should get adequate sleep, right? Adequate nutrition and protein supplementation, and then certain exercises which because up to in girls up to 13 years when she start getting periods, and in boys up to 16 years the long bone has epiphysis and diaphysis, and that unites with the appearance of the hormones. So in female it is estrogen, female child, and in the male child it is testosterone. When it appears, it will fuse epiphysis and diaphysis, that is long bone which is growing end. And if that fuses, and then the height will not increase. So if it is really, height is a really issue, the child should be evaluated. If it is some pathological short height is for someone, then child can be evaluated by endocrinologist and pediatrician, and they can help. Even treatment with growth hormone is possible, but for that they have to select the proper case. But once the child crosses certain age, then it is not possible to increase height in any other way. uh, Another question is from Sejal. If child is 1 year old and started eating from 6 months, now is eating his food not sitting but with playing and eating. Okay, this is very very common. Child do not sit and eat most of the time. What to do to make him sit and eat? There are certain no easy solutions for this. Commonest thing is will be, you can use high chair if you want to make the child sit and eat. Like high chair, child cannot climb down, and you can have, if child is playing and eating, then you can convert child to certain other, like singing, someone is small toy playing around, or someone is attending the child while the child is sitting on a high chair, so child feels he or she is playing constantly, and child can eat. Another question is Aditi. Hello, very informative. Okay, what to do if a 1 year old is very active and has poor sitting and listening tolerance? Let the child play. Child is playing and child is gathering lot much information. So one thing is, what we have understood, child's brain is also, it is different, but it is thinking in its own way. So let the child play in safe surroundings. It is playing and learning. So I don't think one should not force, because we want to make the child sit. Don't force beyond certain point. Let it play. Let the child play, and even the previous patient, the child is playing and eating, it's fine. But no, gradually you can convert. You may not make or force the child to sit and eat, sit and listen. Sometimes for making the child listen, you may have a book with pictures, and there are some books which are no making some particular sounds also. So child will have a more chances to sit, and you can sing along and narrate the story with the pictures. Child will probably sit, or you can give a little more patience and the child will sit.
Uh,
In one more question from Tulsi, I got good. Husband should see his role definitely, because no father's role is so important. We suggest now lot many research is going on, and they are asking to carry the child who is more than 1 year to different places. May it be river, may it be pond, may it be small tree, may what we were now having concept of uh, no Sunday outing or a picnic where you can sit and eat and play and come back. But child will differentiate sunset and sunrise. Child will differentiate heat. What is no that all information can help. And counting is also very important when you are going to a nature. In how many trees are there, how many shrubs are there, how many plants and how many flowers and how many birds. Now these all keep on helping the child to grow and to play in front of the nature, and then child will understand lot many things which we may not need to explain them by books or by telling stories.
Yeah.
Now another question, Sonali ma'am. Oh, okay.
Okay.
For you it is useful, yeah.
Guys, if you have any question, you can ask here. Otherwise, we are concluding the session.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you Lifestyle for no providing such platform so we can connect with lot many pregnant ladies and caregivers and mothers and grandmothers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you for
Dr.
your
Minamin, for such a informative webinar, ma'am. Thank you so much.
yeah. Thank you.